Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I will create another trunk line, line 500, which runs from Itäkeskus to Munkkiniemi. The reason, once again, why I'm creating this is that I will be adding minibus lines to Munkkiniemi, or Munkkivuori, actually, and in order to do that, I want to have the trunk lines ready, or let's say other real bus lines ready, creating the same lines, running the same lines, so that I will not be sort of too crowded on those lines. But let's go, line 500. And as in with the previous trunk lines, their color in the real map is orange, but I will make them blue like the other bus lines are. So the start is at Itäkeskus over here, and the following stop, or the first stop, is at Roihupelto over here. Then from Roihupelto we will move on to Pikkupurontie, to Muuntajankatu, and then to Valurinkatu. So this road, oops, okay, we need to build a road over there. This route is again a bit different from the previous ones, but very similar to them. And there we go. Then let's also add suitable signals. I'm actually still amazed by the fact that only one serious crash resulting in the complete collapse of the traffic has occurred. And I have already created, how many? More than 100 lines. So that's more than 100 videos. That's quite a lot. It's surprising that I have actually been doing this for so long, despite not having achieved immediate top success. After Valurinkatu, the line stops at Asentajapuisto, and after Asentajapuisto, it stops at it stops at Puusepänkatu, but I think this stop is named differently. Let me just check. Or it's named, I mean, differently to different directions, or then it's one of these stops which has changed its name. Well, the stop is nowadays called Puusepänkatu. Interesting. No, wait. Well, it's called Puusepänkatu to both directions. So something has changed here. Let's rename the stop. Snikkarigatan. Oh. So there. Then it will skip a stop over there and stop at the Herttoniemi metro station, or actually the stop at the ramp from Herttoniemi metro station. After that, it's Kipparlahti, and then these two stops which have changed names, but we will call them with their old names because of the reason that the Kulosaari stop has already been connected to the metro station, and I would have to change the names and recreate the connections. Then we'll stop at Kalasatama, at Tynnyrintekijänkatu, at Junatie. Let's see what that collision is about. It's about nothing. After Junatie, now comes the interesting part here. Oh, by the way, this line is actually not running its usual route. Let's see if I will be able to recreate the usual route, because, well, it usually runs through here, but this section of the Aleksis Kivenkatu is undergoing renovations. So There is no bus traffic over there at the moment. But let's see. Let's see if I can find that part of the road and the real names of the stops on another map. Sorry, now I'm going to sneeze. Sorry about that. So the only stop that's actually missing is called Flemingin-katu, and it's most likely this. Yes. So let's build the station. By accident, I have actually built high-speed rails. Nobody has noticed. Great. So there we have the Flemingin-katu stop. Oops. Okay, and then let's connect with these tracks over here. And yes, built these blueprints. So now the line will run through Junatie, through Flemingin-katu, through Sturenkatu. Wonder if it usually stops at Kotkankatu. I don't think so. And then it will stop at the Let's actually have a look. At another map which says that the stops are Sturenkatu, Sipoonkatu. Okay, so there should be one more stop in between. This once again became pretty interesting. One moment. It's fairly impossible at the moment. There we have another map. So Sturenkatu, Sipoonkatu, Pasilan asema. Okay. Now I will just have to find the Sipoonkatu stop. Okay, found it. Great. So the stop is over here. So that issue, I think, has finally been fixed. Let's just see first Sipoon katu and then Pasilan asema. Yes, correct, fixed. I'm sorry about the delay. There was some because the routes have changed. Then we stop at Palkkatilan portti and at Auroran sairaala. So we skip that stop and then Töölön, what? Yes, Töölön tulli. Over there and at Meilahden sairaala. At Meilahden tie. Obviously then at Munkkiniemen puistotie, that's correct, over there, and then at Laajalahden aukio, and then we take a turn right. Yes, that's correct, we take a turn right. Now we stop at a stop called Professorin tie, and this section of the track will once again need to be created. Okay, I will once again create some stops which will not be used by this line because these are used by the minibus lines. There we go. Then we'll just have to move these signals a bit because they bring the trams too close to comfort over there. But yeah, the Perustie stop is something which this line doesn't stop at. We will just create it for the future reference. And once again, I hope I will remember not to stop the bus over there. After Perustie comes a stop where we'll stop. And that stop is called a Professorintie. Professorvägen. That stop will be located right over here. Then we will next stop at, let me see. Ulvilantie 11 and then at Munkkivuoren ostoskeskus. So this kind of nicely merges these two lines together, or merges these two trunk lines together, because I think it's line number 30 which runs through that Munkkivuori loop over there. Anyway, this is just a note to myself. Remember, no stop at Perustie. Okay, no stop at Perustie. So, build the blueprints and let's go and finish the line. Starting with, that was a trap. Professorintie, Ulvilantie 11 and Munkkivuoren ostoskeskus. And then let's go back to Itäkeskus, shall we? This also is quite a long line, so it will be pretty intensive in terms of buses. But that is a part of life. And here you can actually see the what the trunk lines are about. They don't stop at every stop. And they kind of run a bit more like trams. In terms of operation, you don't have to show the ticket to the bus driver. You can enter through, let's stop there. You can enter through central middle doors and the back doors and so on. And the interval at which the lines run is a bit more, you know, it runs more often. That's what I'm trying to say. Such as this one, it runs every 10 minutes. Like I said, we're gonna need quite a lot of buses for this one. So let's go to the previous man I purchased and then copy that, clone that. And there. And as I said, I will need to purchase quite many of them. And that is exactly what I will do. Come on. Thank you. I think one or two more. One more. Now we should have enough. And now we have enough. That's it. Line 500 has been created, and I'm not yet sure. Let's see tomorrow if the following line I'm going to create is line 510 or if we will go to the minibus lines. But that riddle will be answered tomorrow. Now I will just leave you wondering what line it will be. Until then, bye!